Welcome to another session of our training. In this particular training, I am going to tell you much more about cyber security. In cyber security, we have what we call CIA Triad. CIA Triad is when organization needs to implement security on their data to ensure that only the authorized users can have access to certain information. So in this regard, I am bringing in the cybersecurity to map it to this network security because I want to use network security to demonstrate the CIA triad that we are talking about. So one of the aspects of the CIA triad we are talking about would cover encryption, encrypting your data. And then the second aspect that I'm supposed to look at, which this video is focused on, is the network security aspect of it. So, here now, what is CIA? CIA in cybersecurity simply means confidentiality, integrity, and availability. So we call this the diamond pillars of So whenever you want to protect your data in your organization, if you deploy CIA Triad, for example, if you deploy the principle of CIA Triad, it's going to help you in the long run because with this you can restrict access to sensitive information. So especially in the banking unit or financial sector and much more other companies, multinational companies, Europe, all across the globe. So, right now, what is trending is what? Data privacy. And for you to remain private, for you to contain, for you to know that, users have access to information that they need in order to deliver their jobs. So there's what we call the need to know basis. The need to know basis means that you give access to users based on the information that they need to know in order to accomplish their job functions. And then least privilege is still part of what we are discussing about. So feel free to reach out to us for your cybersecurity classes. Reach out to us for your networking classes, which is going to cover this network security that we are discussing right now. So we undertake for CCNA, Cisco Certified Network Associate, Cisco Certified Network Professional, and then you can learn a whole lot from this, and then come to your A plus, come to your N plus, and then come to your Security plus, so a whole lot of it. So any of them that you want to actually go in for. So we have you covered for CEH, Certified Ethical Hacker, and then a lot more that you can actually come to learn from us. So let's quickly dive into the training and let me take you through this network security, how you can actually implement some level of access on your network. So we are going to be talking about access lists in this particular session. So access list that we are referring to, we have two major types of access lists. The ways that access lists can actually be implemented, we have the standard access list and then we have the extended access list. So the standard is a type of access list that we can actually implement close to the source or closer to the source. So what I mean by the source is the forwarding router, and then while extended can either be closer to the source or the destination, and with the standard access list, it's usually configured using numbers. But with the extended, you can actually name it as an object for you to easily recall. And then with the extended, you can use protocols. Example of these protocols I'm talking about. Examples are ICMP, Internet Control Message Protocol, and then you can use any other protocol, HTTP, any other protocol that you actually want to configure in order to restrict access in your network. So you can do this. So join me while I take you through the lab, but this is just a kind of run through. I am not going to be explaining everything. I just want to leave it brief. So if you know you want more details about this configuration, let me know in the comment section and I will take you through from the beginning to the end of the configuration. And if you want the codes to execute on your routers, switches, and then the PCs, let me know. I can also forward it to you. So let me show you what this looks like. So I will come here and then I will go to my router. So this topology has already been configured. So I'm just here to demonstrate to you what an access list can easily look like. So in this case, I have configured this topology using my port address translation. It is a type of network address translation that uses dynamic IP addresses based on the pool that you actually specify. So in this case now, it means with it, you can actually restrict access to the customer's LAN. If you do not want any particular host from this customer's LAN to have access to the internet, you can do that. So you can see that this is just a simple topology that I'm using. So there is no VLAN configured here. So in this case now, all these devices can communicate together. So they all belong to the same network. So you can see here that this device is using 1.1, this is 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, and then the gateway is 1.100 in terms of the IP, 192.168.1.100, and then the serial link, which they both share, the two routers share, which interconnect the two networks together. So we have 100.1.1.1 and 100.1.1.2, and then /24 network. And then here is the ISP. So we are using this to act like the ISP. So I could have done an internet sign here for you to know that this is internet because it is internet enabled right now. And then here we are. These are devices assumed to be on the internet. So if you need any of this, so the best thing to do here is that we are going to create VLANs and partition this network. So by the creation of the VLAN, you would be able to restrict a particular network from accessing the internet. But in this case that we have only just one network. So the only thing that we can do here is that we can just restrict the number of hosts that can access the internet. Let's say maybe some of these hosts connected are the kind of job roles that you do not want them to have access to the internet, so we can restrict that. So in this case, let us use PC4 to demonstrate this. So I am going to enter here, pick the IP of IP address. Okay, let me pick the IP address of this gateway. This is the gateway that leads to these LANs here. So let me pick this IP address here. All right. Are you seeing my screen? So I'm going to copy this IP address. So I have copied this IP address. So I'm going to open this PC. This is my, so I'm going to open that PC. That is my PC3, right? I'm going to open that PC so I can demonstrate to you. So this is the PC here, right? So right now I am going to configure that particular PC. So here we go. So I'll go to desktop. Sorry, okay. Sorry, I am not configuring the right PC, so just give me a moment. That should be my, hold on for me. That's the wrong PC that I picked. I picked the wrong PC, so just give me a moment. All right, give me a moment. So I'm trying to. All right, give me a moment. So give me a moment. PC3, that's my PC3. All right, so I'm going to go to my PC3. So that's my PC3. My PC3. Give me PC3. Just give me a moment. PC3. I'm trying to create my PC3. Right. So select PC3. Okay. So here we go. So that's my PC3. So I'm going to configure that right now. So here we go. So we go to desktop. Under desktop, we go to CMD. So let's ping that IP address we copied. Then, so here I'm going to paste the IP address. So you can see that it's pinging right now. It's pinging right now. So if I now go back to my diagram, the topology per se, so you can see that it's pinging. So it's pinging this. So right now we want to do it in such a way that it won't be able to ping the gateway again, which is this router. So we go to this router here to implement an access list that will block it from pinging. So in that case, we'll go there. So I will go to my router. So there's my router, and then I'm going to configure it so that it can block the traffic. So you are going to see with me what I have configured on the router. So now, if you are new, you might need to get in touch with me to let you have this code. So enable, I can simply use en. So this en takes me to the privilege mode. Then from privilege mode, I want to see what access list has been configured. So I will say show IP access lists, right? Hit enter. So here you can see that the standard access list has been configured and the number assigned to it is 55, and then there are some protocols configured. So here you can see that the entire network is being allowed to access the internet. So that's why you are seeing this network here, and this is the wildcard marks of the network. And then a host has been denied, 1.3 has been denied from accessing the internet. And then an extended access list has also been configured. And then ICMP messages has been denied. ICMP echo reply has been denied. The same thing with network unreachable has been denied. And then ICMP messages are only permitted on this network, and then this network as well. So these particular two networks are, so these are actually explicitly blocked or denied. So in this case now, what it simply means, Cisco recommends that, or recommended that the best thing to do is that when you are configuring this access list, you should do explicitly deny all, so that you will not finish the configuration and then at the end of the day you just notice that, oh, you didn't block others aside from allowing your network that you have configured. So that would be a very big disaster, because anybody from the internet, a hacker from the internet, can access your network because the traffic will be allowed. So in this case now we've seen this, so we want to now go into the router. So we'll use a command called configure terminal, and then we now go and say IP access list, right? Access list, what are we configuring? We are configuring the standard. What was the number assigned to the standard? 55, right here. Then you hit enter. So it is there right now. So if you don't know what else to configure right now, you can put the question mark here, and then it will display what you can actually configure. So in this case now, we want to deny this particular host here. We want to deny this particular host access. We want to deny PC. We want to deny this PC access. All right. You notice that it's still pinging. If I go back, if I do this, you notice that the PC is still pinging. Here is it. It's still pinging. So it means it can still access the internet. So, but right now we want to block it for it not to access the internet. So the only way we can do that right now is that we go back to the router and then implement this security on the router that will make it not to be able to access it. So come with me while I take you back to the router to do that. So this is it. So we say, we are now going to say deny, all right, deny host. Now you can see we have 3 here. So if I say ABC address to match, so this can be any network that you've specified there, and then this can be any host, and then this is just a single host address. All right. So in this case now, we are going to use host, right? And then what is the IP address of the host? The IP address of the host, if we go back to check the IP address of the host, let's do this to see the IP address of the host. So here we say IP config, right? So the IP address of the host is what? 192.168.1.4. So we'll copy the IP address because we want to block it from accessing the internet. So we go back to our configuration. We go back to our router and then put the IP address here. And then what else? Is there anything else to configure? There is nothing. So we just say enter. And then having done this, we've implemented it as the ACL, but now we need to go to the interface. Remember I told you that standard access list is implemented closer to the source. So in this case now we are going to go back to the topology. Our topology is here. So we go back to our topology, and then here, this is the PC we are trying to deny access. Here, this particular one here is what we are trying to deny access. So this is the interface that we are going to deploy it. So I'm going to come here and let you see what we can do to see the interfaces. So I'm going to come here and do this. We go to my give me a moment. I will go to my here. So here preference, and then under preference, just give me a moment. So I am going to go to preference options, then go to preference, Just give me a moment. It's not displaying on your screen. Just give me a moment. So I'm coming back here again. Give me a moment. All right. Give me a moment. All right. So here we go. So I am now going to go to options, preference, and then always show port labels. So right now, if you notice, we have this here. We have the labels now. So this is the interface that we are going to. This is the interface that we are going to do that. So I'm now going to go back to the router and say, I'm going to go back to the router. All right. So I'm going back to the router. So that's our router. So I will now go back to the router. So I'm here now. I will say exit and then interface G0/0/0, hit enter. And then we will now say IP access group. So the group was what? 55. That's the access list, standard access list number. 55. Now what we want it to do, we want it to be what? Out. So out means outgoing traffic. Now in means incoming traffic. So if we say out now, and then we go back to ping that particular PC, you will notice that that PC will never be able to reach. We will notice that that PC will never be able to reach the internet again. So because it's been blocked. So here, what is going on? This PC will not be able to access the internet again because it's been blocked. So let's go and see that. Let's go and see that. Let's go and see that. All right. So here I'll go to my pick. All right. So that's it there. Let's go and check. So I'll go to my PC and then I will say I'll try to ping again so that you can see command prompt. So here you notice that it was still ping. So here we recall again. So let's see if it's going to ping. It's not going to ping again because we blocked access. So this is how to restrict access to certain users on your network. So if you like this video, let me know in the comment section. You can reach out to us and we'll take you from beginning to advanced in your computer networking class, and also cyber security. And when it comes to network security as well, we can take you on this on a live lab, So thank you for watching us and look out for another session of this training. Thank you once again and have a lovely day.